Hello and a warm welcome to CBSE with Sudhir. Today we are going to start. आज हम शुरू करने वाले हैं CBSE क्लास 6 की साइंस का सिलेबस. This is the new textbook called Curiosity, and this particular chapter tells you why the book has been titled as Curiosity. Curiosity का मतलब है उत्सुकता. और अगर हम विज्ञान यानी कि साइंस की बात करें तो क्यूरियोसिटी इज रियली एट द हार्ट of science. You need to be curious. Why is that bulb lighting up? Why is the air conditioner giving you cool air? What is the phenomena by which, even though it's hot outside, it's actually sending in cool air inside? How does that happen? How does the cycle run? How does the car run? How does petrol make the vehicles run? How do the e-vehicles run? So all those questions come within the realm of science. ये सब विज्ञान के अंदर है. जो भी आप अपनी दुनिया में आसपास देखते हैं, और आजकल तो हम टेक्नोलॉजी से घिरे पड़े हैं. वी आर सराउंडेड बाय टेक्नोलॉजी ऑल द टाइम. वी आर इन द वर्ल्ड ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. ऐसा क्यों होता है that if you go to ChatGPT, you say that give me a story about a boy and a girl who have gone to visit the zoo. In a matter of seconds, it will be able to give you a 200-word piece, a story. How is it able to do that? Is there someone sitting there and typing fast? No. This is all artificial intelligence. So, welcome to the world of science, and you are taking the first step. You are taking the first step, and I will try to make sure that this is a fascinating journey. Now, how are we going to do this? Before we start, since we are on the first chapter, I think at the class 6 level, it's very important, and especially since this is a new textbook, you need to get a line by line explanation, a word by word explanation of the NCERT textbook. Okay. Subsequently, we can do questions and answers ताकि आपको एग्जाम के point of view से आसानी हो. Okay, so that it helps you in the examination. But the line by line explanation is what we are going to focus on, so that the textbook is absolutely crystal clear to you. Okay, so share this video with your classmates, subscribe to the channel, because we are going to do English, Hindi, social science, that is history, civics, geography and economics, and science, general science, all on this particular channel. Okay, so the first chapter is called The Wonderful World of Science. Okay, so that's what it is called. So I'll just kind of keep highlighting the keywords as we go along. As human beings, we have always been curious about our surroundings. You know कि हमारे आसपास जो भी कुछ होता है उसके बारे में एक उत्सुकता रहती है, right? Curious का मतलब उत्सुकता. Surroundings का मतलब whatever is around us. I'll keep doing it in English and Hindi, so students who are comfortable in understanding in Hindi can understand. Students who are comfortable understanding it in English can also understand. So please don't mind the translation. Point number 2, even students जो कि हिंदी में ज्यादा अच्छा समझते हैं, please try to understand it a bit in English, because finally answers आपको English में लिखने हैं. Okay, so अगर आप अंग्रेजी में भी समझने की कोशिश करेंगे तो आपको उससे काफी मदद मिलेगी. We start exploring our surrounding. Exploring मतलब, you know, we start looking, you know, why, how, what, where kind of a thing. Exploring our surroundings and asking questions right from our childhood, है ना? Childhood में पूछते हैं ना कि how is it, ये बत्ती क्यों जल रही है, ये फैन क्यों घूम रहा है, right? We keep asking that, right? Did you enjoy discovering and exploring the world around you in the preparatory stage of school, that is from class 1 to 5? As you enter the middle stage, ताकि आप 6th, 7th, 8th के जो stage के अंदर आप आ रहे हैं, and this is a very important and fascinating stage. This is a very interesting stage that you are getting into. I wish I was in class 6 all over again. Trying to explore and understand the beautiful world we live in, and for that we have a new subject, science. Welcome to the wonderful world of science. So NCERT is introducing, this is an introductory chapter. ये एक तरह से it is laying the base for what is going to be there in your textbook. Now this is the definition of science. What is science? Science is a way, और इस definition को रट्टा मारने की जरूरत नहीं है. You don't need to mug up the definition. Understand the definition, and that's what I will try to do. I will make you understand, ताकि you don't need to mug up anything. Automatically, I keep saying your mind is like a sponge. It should be able to absorb concepts. Okay, and for students who want to crack the IIT, 6 years, 7 years from now, crack NEET, medical examination. The more you understand, the better it will be for you. रट्टा मारेंगे कितना दिन याद रहेगा दिमाग को? दिमाग में overload करेंगे, the mind, the brain will not be able to remember it for too long. It's not a computer. Science is a way of thinking. That is, it is a way of thinking. Why? Why does this happen? Curiosity, utsukta, observing, देखने की चीज, and doing things to understand the world we live in and uncover the secrets of the universe. Uncover मतलब कि जो पूरे विश्व में, पूरे ब्रह्मांड में जो भी कुछ हो रहा है, उसको एक तरह से उसके क्वेश्चंस का आंसर्स ढूंढने की कोशिश की जाती है, right? To understand why is it that we are able to send a rocket right up till moon, right? A satellite to moon. Okay, moon is our satellite, but we are sending satellites to study the surface of the moon. Why is India able to do that? Why is the USA able to do that? So this is the definition of science. Thinking is a keyword, observing is a keyword, understand is a keyword, and uncover the secrets is a keyword. So if you are asked कि what is science, आपको ये definition लिखना पड़ेगा और इसमें ये चारों शब्द होने बहुत जरूरी हैं. You need to include all these 4 words. Think of it as a big adventure, and that's the attitude I want all of us to have. Think of it like an adventure. We are on this huge, wonderful journey to discover the secrets of the universe. Think of it like as if you are a detective. Detective समझते हैं ना कि someone who is going to investigate कि अरे ये क्या murder हो गया, ये theft हो गया, ये dacoity हो गई. So we are all detectives now. We ask questions. कैसे हुआ, क्यों हुआ, कब हुआ? Explore the world and try to understand how things work. For this, the most important thing is to have curiosity. You need to ask questions. Never shy away from asking questions. Always ask questions to your teachers, to your parents, to your neighbors. Ask questions, because unless you ask questions, you will not get the answer. People will think, अरे इसको तो कोई जानने की इच्छा ही नहीं है, right? He's not interested in knowing anything. He doesn't ask any questions. So ask questions. Even if the question sounds the most foolish, ask. That's important. Okay. That's where the title of this book comes from. So that's why the title of the book is called Curiosity. Whether it is studying tiny grains of sand. कभी आप राजस्थान गए हैं? Have you seen sand? There's tiny particles, brown, gray in color, right? Or on the beach, or a massive mountains, any hill station that you may have traveled to, a leaf of grass, the grass blade, right? Or a vast forest. There is always something new. They're all associated with science. Why is it that in the forest of Kashmir, you find certain kind of trees, like the pine trees? However, when you go to, let's say, Kerala, in, say, districts like Kottayam, you find a lot of rubber plantation. You go to Assam, you find tea plantations. Darjeeling, you find tea plantations, right? So why is it that you find different kind of vegetation in different parts of India? Fascinating. You need to ask questions. You need to ask why. Why is it that वहां पे ऐसा होता है, यहां पर we don't get pine trees, we don't find rubber in any other state, many other states. You don't find it in Rajasthan, for instance, right? Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered why the stars shine? This is all associated with physics. Or watched a flower bloom. This is associated with botany. And wondered how it knows when to open. Rose ka bud aata hai, it takes a few days before it opens up and becomes a gulab ka phool, right? So, how does it know how many days it should take? This is all nature, and this all comes under the science called botany. These are just a few of the many mysteries that science helps us unravel. The most wonderful thing about science is that it is everywhere, from the depths of the ocean, this is a mountainous region, to the vastness of the outer space, from what is cooking in the kitchen to what is happening. Pressure cooker that your mother would use, or any of your parents who cook, right? प्रेशर कुकर, हाउ इज इट दैट उसमें जो आप राइस, कच्चा राइस डालते हैं पानी के साथ, in a few minutes, after a few whistles, the pressure cooker makes a lot of kind of noise, and then you get cooked rice, beautiful looking rice ready for you to eat. How does that happen? What is the science involved in it? What is the science that under pressure the rice becomes from uncooked to a cooked state, right? That's what is fascinating about science. So anything and everything around you, you get the answers in science. Some of the most groundbreaking discoveries have often come from unexpected places. So this is a desert, this is the beach, this is under the sea, and this is the outer space. You know, have you ever gone inside? I have gone. Andamans mein we could go and do what is called the sea surfing. You could go down. Okay, I forget the depth. Was it some 50 feet or something? You go down and you touch the ground in the Bay of Bengal. I went 2018. Yeah, 2018 April. Went down and you touch the surface there, and you have all these fishes, you have all these corals, etc. You can touch all of that, right? It's a fascinating kind of an experience. You wear those oxygen masks, those cylinders, so that you can breathe, and you hold each other's hands, right? I'll put a photograph, and that's an experience. How does that happen? How do you have all these kind of corals, etc., on the sea surface, right? All this very fascinating. Science is like a giant and unending jigsaw puzzle. Every new discovery we make adds another piece to that puzzle. And you know the best thing about this puzzle? There is no limit to what we can discover. Science is limitless. You will never finish all the questions because there are so many questions that you would want to ask. Since every new piece of knowledge leads to more questions and more things to find out. Sometimes we find that a piece of this puzzle का मालूम है ना, जैसे होता है ना, you are given a puzzle, सब mix up है, and then you have to arrange in such a way that you get a drawing, right? वो आपने किया होगा बचपन में, अभी भी आप बच्चे ही हैं, तो उस तरह के पजल्स करते हैं. विज्ञान भी उसी तरह का एक पजल है कि आपको अलग अलग पीसेस डालने पड़ेंगे तभी आपको सही उत्तर मिलेगा, राइट? न्यू डिस्कवरीज ऑफन चेंज आवर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. हमें जिस तरह के नए डिस्कवरीज होते हैं, अगर काफी लोगों ने एप्पल को पेड़ से गिरते हुए देखा होगा, लेकिन द लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटी ढूंढने के लिए you needed the right kind of observation. That's what is important. As you go through this book, you will encounter interesting ideas, thought-provoking experiments, and see some of them how we'll find it useful in our daily lives. And guess what happens as you discover more and more? We start realizing that all these ideas are all connected. कोई एक केमिस्ट्री में एक एक्सपेरिमेंट करता है, दूसरा साइंटिस्ट उसको और आगे ले जाता है और कुछ और चीजों को डिस्कवर करता है, तीसरा साइंटिस्ट टेक्स इट a little further and discovers something more. So that's how new inventions, new discoveries are all made, right? Earlier, many hundreds of years ago, people used to think that Earth is at the center of the entire system in the world. And it was much later that it was discovered that no, it is not the Earth. It is the sun which is at the center of our universe. And Earth is just one of the many planets which is revolving around this sun. So everything needs time. Everything is further refined, right? We will start off by looking at our home, planet Earth. It is the only planet that we know supports life. हालांकि चंद्रमा, of course, which is not a planet, पर भी पानी की खोज चल रही है, पानी है वहां पर, but whether it supports life, we don't know. It will take many hundreds of years. You and I may not be alive till then, but that's something again very fascinating. Who knows, 200 years from now, there may be a human colony on moon. Possible? It has an environment that we must protect. There is an amazing variety of life on Earth, plants and animals that have managed to survive and thrive. Thrive ka matlab, again, survive ka alag form of it. Thrive means to be able to go on generation after generation in different regions of this planet. You might have seen a seed grow into a plant. छोटा सा बीज होता है, उसको आप सॉइल में डालेंगे, पानी देंगे, थोड़ी मैन्योर डालेंगे, मिक्स करेंगे, it starts germinating and growing into a plant. And in a few years, you see it has grown to a tree from a tiny seed. Isn't it fascinating? I want you all to be fascinated. इसको एक टेक्स्ट बुक की तरह मत देखो. On this journey, my job or my endeavor, my effort would be to make you fascinated by it. इसको बोर होके अरे यार कल एग्जाम है इसलिए पढ़ना है, ये एटीट्यूड मत रखो. इसको एक फैसिनेटिंग तरीके से देखो कि हाँ कुछ नया सीखने को मिलेगा, मजा आएगा. That has to be the attitude that I want you students to have, because at your age that has to be the positive attitude. A caterpillar transforms into a beautiful butterfly, right? You see a seed, a caterpillar, you see a cow and her calf. How do these plants and animals grow? Of course, to grow, we need food to eat. So this is all the different kinds of food that we eat in different parts of our country. And how are they made? We will know all that. Along with food, we need water to survive. Water is such a beautiful, I always say, people bolte hai Coca-Cola, fruit juice, vagara. No. What is the most beautiful liquid? Water. Pure water. And that also taken from a clean river, unpolluted river. Wonderful. It's the nectar of life. Amrit hai pani. Okay. और पानी कैसे आता है? बारिश हो रही है. बारिश कैसे होती है? You have the phenomena of evaporation, condensation, precipitation. मालूम है ये तीनों चीजें क्या होती हैं? नहीं मालूम है तो गूगल करो. Be curious, keep finding out. ये तीनों चीजें होती कैसे? How is rainfall formed? Homework number 1. आज ये पता करो. Rainfall कैसे होता है? बारिश कैसे होती है? क्यों होती है? Right? उसके ऊपर आप पूरा स्टडी कीजिए ताकि आपको अपने क्लासमेट से कुछ ज्यादा मालूम हो. Okay? Water freezes and becomes ice when we cool it and boils and becomes steam when we heat it. Okay? फ्रिज में फ्रीजर में डालें तो आइस क्यूब्स बन जाते हैं. उसको निकाल के एक पतीले में डाल के उसको गर्म करें, वो भाप बन जाती है. It becomes steam. How does that happen? What is the phenomena involved in it? You need to know. You need to be aware of that, right? Do you enjoy drinking cool water in the summer and showering with warm water in the winter? ऐसा क्यों? विंटर में आप गीजर क्यों डालते हैं? समर में आप ठंडे पानी से नहाना क्यों चाहते हैं? 3-3 बारी नहा लेते हैं क्यों? सबका एक कारण है. Everything has a reason and you need to know the reasons. Whether it is water or our own body, we have a fever, finding out how hot or something can be important. So this is how the rainfall takes place, right? The metal key, the paper we write on, the metal key, the plastic ruler, the rubber eraser, the magnet, the clothes we wear, the cup we drink, everything is made of different. Some are made of iron, some are made of plastic, some are made of glass, right? इन सभी surfaces के अलग-अलग qualities हैं. उनके बारे में आपको जानने की जरूरत है. That's what I'm saying. Anything and everything you see, be curious about it. ये कैसे हुआ? ये कैसे? पेपर कहां से आता है? Do you know पेपर कहां से आता है? पेपर आता है पेड़ों से. तो अगर आप बहुत ज्यादा पेपर का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब है कि आपके देश में पेड़ों को ज्यादा काटा जा रहा है. That means more trees are being cut in your country if you are consuming more paper, which is why now you are moving to more e-books, right? You read on e-books so that paper is not spent. But at the same time, e-books हो गया, उसका बैटरी को डिस्पोज कैसे करेंगे, right? क्या सेफ डिस्पोजल हो सकता है या वो पूरे एनवायरनमेंट को, पर्यावरण को पोल्यूट करेगा, राइट? सो एवरीथिंग हैज अ कॉज एंड इफेक्ट एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई एम गोइंग ऑन सेइंग दिस. बी क्यूरियस, आस्क क्वेश्चंस, ऑलवेज आस्क क्वेश्चंस. ओके, one of the things that you can invest in, you can request your parents your next birthday gift, ask them to gift you a Britannia encyclopedia which will have lots of questions like that, right? On very simple things. How is rainfall formed? Why is plastic not considered good for the environment? So different kind of these kind of questions agar aap us encyclopedia mein padhenge, so it will open your eyes to different kind of phenomena and you will become a more informed young boy or girl. That's what is important, right? So you see, in fact 12th class mein maine jo project kiya tha, that was on astronomy. Okay, astronomy, that is the study of stars. 3 of us did that project individually, but बाकी सब लोग यूजुअल करते हैं, लेकिन हमने चुना थोड़ा अलग करेंगे. तो एस्ट्रोनॉमी पे हमने किया था सितारों को. तो रात को बैठ के ऊपर जाके सितारों का पोजीशन वगैरह नोट करके उसको नोट करना था ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ 15 days, राइट? दैट वाज आवर प्रोजेक्ट. सो समथिंग लाइक दिस. ओके, मैं टेरेस में जाके बैठता था रात को. We will have an almost unending list of questions on everything on earth as we further explore this book, but we limit our questions to earth alone कि सिर्फ हम अर्थ की ही बात क्यों करें? Why not about outer space, about other planets like Mars? अभी India has sent to Mangalyaan, right? So different planets are also being explored. We can ask questions on earth beyond the sun, moon and billions. Sun के लिए हमारा project है. So you have different kind of projects to understand the outer space. Whether you are learning about the structure of a leaf, discovering how things move, or separating the skin of a peanut seed, we hope each chapter of this book will guide you. I mean, basically talking about the book. You should ask, why did my pen, अगर pen लिखना बंद कर दे, refill खत्म हो जाए, so what do you do? ऐसे करते हैं, so somehow make the pen write again, right? So how is it that the ink has been filled into that kind of a refill pen? So all those kind of questions can be asked. You should test this guess by checking the pen, and if it is empty, you would know that your guess was correct. But suppose you find that the ink was not finished. Now, what do you do? Would you make another guess? Perhaps the ink might have dried up. To test if this guess is correct, you will try something else. This is how exactly science works. You know कि अभी भी ink है इसमें, refill नहीं खत्म नहीं हुआ है. So what do? You keep thinking, you know कि मैं इसको कैसे चलाऊं? आपका साइकिल का चेन थोड़ा खड़खड़ खड़खड़ आवाज कर रहा है. So what do? You come and put grease oil so that it kind of reduces the friction. The friction बंद हो जाए, वो आवाज करना बंद कर दे, so your cycle will move more smoothly. Okay, so everything you need to understand following the scientific method. Understand why is it making a noise? Why is it making a noise? For instance, the other day मेरा फैन का स्पीड काफी कम हो गया था. Why? Because there is something called a capacitor inside the fan. Okay, so you get a capacitor, replace it, and now it runs fast. So it kind of regulates the speed of the fan. So you need to understand कि fan के अंदर ऐसा कौन सा component है? What is the component which is kind of regulating the speed of the ceiling fan? Once you identify the problem, and how will you identify the problem? You will identify the problem only if you ask questions. So you will ask the electrician, इसमें ऐसा क्या है जो करता है? He will tell you capacitor. So capacitor शायद खराब हो गया होगा, 4 साल हो गए. So we need to change the capacitor and it works fine. So some of the activities which have been given to you, which you should look at. Okay. So first we observe something that we find interesting or we don't understand. Step number 1. This makes us wonder and we ask a question about it. Then we think about the answer or search for an answer. और आजकल तो Google है, सब कुछ मिल जाता है आपको. Okay, we test this guess through experiments or more observation. या आप experiment करके देखेंगे कि क्या हो सकता है, right? What will happen? We then try to analyze the results कि क्या ये सही है या नहीं. प्रेशर कुकर की मैंने बात कही. So same thing. You see, anyone who follows the scientific method of working like a scientist, दाल has spilled cooker कि ये पूरी दाल बाहर क्यों आ गई है? शायद पानी ज्यादा डाल दिया होगा. बेटा पानी जितना डाले, लाइक राइस के लिए, आई डोंट नो इफ यू आर इनटू कुकिंग, लाइक राइस का एक ये होता है, इफ यू टेक 1 tumbler ऑफ राइस, you should put 3 glasses of water. At least that's what I do. Okay, and it comes out very well. So 1:3 ratio. So आपको रेशियो जानना जरूरी है. कुछ दालों के लिए पानी ज्यादा डालना पड़ता है. For some dal you need to put less water. So it depends from dal to dal. But rice का मुझे मालूम है it's 1:3, right? So you need to know what is the science that works depending on the quality and the texture of different pulses or rice. Similarly, how does the guy who does your puncture know कि पानी इसमें से छेद कहां से है? He will put it in water, जहां से पुक 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 करके bubbles मारा है, that means वहां पर hole है, and then he will look for that piece of sharp stone or some kind of a nail which has gone inside on the road, which has punctured your cycle tire, right? So that's how this also happens, right? उसी के बारे में लिखा है. So describe a daily life situation. This is your another homework. Please do that so that you get used to what I want to. आज के ये introductory chapter सिर्फ इसलिए है कि आपको प्रश्न पूछने की आदत पड़ जाए, so that you get used to asking questions, being curious, and that's what the title says. So ये हो गया, and then we all apply the scientific method of learning. Science will develop our capabilities for finding solutions to bigger problems and solving more stress. You know, I would, like the other day, Karthi Chidambaram, who is an MP from Shivaganga in Tamil Nadu, he said in Parliament that I want ISRO to offer internships, fellowships, scholarships to students from government schools and get them to come and see ISRO and explore outer space and, the science of the universe. So, I would be very happy if we are, through these video lessons, taking the first step to making you curious. Science में और कोई जरूरी नहीं है. प्रश्न पूछो. Ask questions, be curious always. I'm going on repeating this. Okay, so that's what this also talks about. You need to ask why and how. These are the most important questions. Why is this happening? How is this happening? समझे? साइंस इज रेयरली डन. दिस इज द लास्ट स्टेप. से साइंस अकेले नहीं होता है, हमेशा एक टीम के साथ होता है. तो अगर आपके दूसरे दोस्त हैं who are also interested in science, collaborate with them, work together with them so that together you can do some fascinating experiments. It's quite possible that that experiment may have been done before at your age. Does not matter. But that the fact that you did it shows that you have an ear and aptitude for science. So this is how you do it. This girl is doing it, but you also have 5 other students also involved in the same experiment. They are also, see, while she's doing it, she's only doing the step of putting those pebbles inside the water. But these 5 students are equally observing, "Arey, kya ho raha hai?" with a lot of curiosity. That's important. They are also seeing how it is happening and what is happening. That you will find answers to all questions. It's not everything will be in grade 6, it will be in grade 7, because this next 3 years are going to set this pace for you to take off. And वो 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th में, by the time अगर आपका foundation strong होगा, which is what our effort will be, if your foundation is strong, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th will be a smooth takeoff like an aircraft. So that's what you need to do. So this is at the end of the thing. That much like children enjoying the rain, science is all about joyful exploration. Enjoy your scientific journey. After all, to be a wise person, you must be a wise person. What a wonderful quote. जो मैंने कहा, learn to ask the question why. So अगर आपको wise यानी कि बुद्धिमान व्यक्ति बनना है, तो आपको क्यों पूछने की आदत डालनी पड़ेगी. Wise and wise. Very interesting play of word. Okay. So this is how you need to do, and let's get started. So now I will start with chapter 2, which will be about biology, biodiversity. Long chapter, but fascinating chapter. उसमें मुलाकात करेंगे. So I am hoping that you are going to be with me through this journey for science here on CBSE with Sudhir. Tata, bye bye. God bless you. Namaskar.